talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.
Welcome back to another episode of Caged In. I'm your host, Chris DiCarlo. Got a very special guest making his debut on the show. It's Theo Haig. How we doing today, my man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for taking some time. I know it's fight week for you. You're getting ready to throw down a Bellator this weekend. So I'm glad you had a little bit of time to come out and chop it up with me, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no, dude, you're doing me the favor. Otherwise, I'd just be here doing fucking nothing.
I hear you, man. It's fight week. I'm sure you got a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah. I honestly, I just been binge watching fucking Sons of Anarchy and frying my brain.
There you go. There's no better way to burn some time than binge watch a show, man. I think that's a
Yeah,
good a good way to go. All right, man, let's get into it a little bit. This is your first time on the show, so typically when guests make their debut on the show, I like to get into the background a little bit, get to know you a little bit. So can you just tell me like where you were born and raised and kind of what growing up was like for you?
I was born and raised in the Bay Area, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, but growing up, I didn't really do any martial arts. I mean, I did like kung fu, but that's not really you get the deal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Other shit. I lived in Washington for like 2 years, and I did some shit there, but it wasn't really serious either. But yeah, I actually grew up skateboarding.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I was just a little fucking kid with a mop head, just jumping off of shit, smoking cigarettes.
There you go. Were you big on like the skateboarding scene in California? Was there a big skateboarding scene where you were growing up?
It was decent here. Yeah, there was always a really good group of guys that were skating, and I got pretty serious into it for a while. Like I got hooked up with this local skate shop. They were giving me some free boards and shit, and then
Nice.
um yeah, and then I had an injury, and then I started drinking, and then that was pretty much it.
I mean, it seems like you were always adrenaline junkie, then kind of leads into like you becoming an MMA fighter.
Yeah, definitely.
So were you an athlete in school at all? Did you play any sports or any other athletics growing up?
Nah, dude,
No,
nothing,
nothing crazy.
nothing like fucking.
Yeah,
I played like soccer and shit,
yeah.
how everyone does in their kids, but other than that, I just skated, and that was about it.
There you go. So then how did you end up getting introduced into MMA? Kind of what was your journey into the sport and what got you like into the gym the first time?
I was this starts to get a little hairy, but like I had a really bad drug problem for several years, and then when I got clean, I had to like quit my job and then move back home, and it was just like fuck, I have all this time on my hands. And just started working out. And then I ended up going to like a few cardio kickboxing classes, and then
Mhm.
after a few months, like this dude who owned the gym, Alex Kambabian, was like, "You should try jujitsu." And I tried it, and I was like, "This fucking sucks. I don't want to do this." And then like 8 months later, I was like, "All right, let's try this and see what it's actually about." And then
Right.
that's about it. I think that was like June or July of 2018.
Mm. Damn, so pretty recently is kind of when you got started, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not too bad, not too bad. So how did you end up getting introduced to AKA and how did you make your way out that way?
Well, so the gym that I started at it closed down, but it was AKA Sunnyvale.
Hmm.
So one of the former champions from AKA Alex Kambabi, and he opened up that gym.
Nice.
Uh, I started doing jujitsu, and then I started getting better at it and winning some competitions, and I got my blue belt, and I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool. Like I'm actually good at something, or
Right.
good at something. And then they asked me if I wanted to go train with the pro team. I was like, yeah, sure. And like just got the fucking shit kicked out of me for like the
Yeah.
first few months there, and that was about it.
Man, that's funny, man. Do you train anywhere else besides AK? Do you cross train at all in any other facilities?
In terms of martial arts, no.
Yeah.
No. Everything's out of AK. I mean, I'll hit mitts at this gym called XMA.
Hmm.
This guy named Pyam owns it. He's a really good guy. But I work with whenever I hit there, it's with the AKA guys. But it's usually
Nice.
just where AK is closed.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it is AK. I'm sure that you have everything you need in the facility, so there probably isn't really much need to go elsewhere to get any type of MMA work in, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the best gym in the world. You have the best coaching there. Ron Kessler is a fucking genius.
Mm.
Um, and not just in terms of martial arts. Like it's weird. He just knows a lot of shit.
Right, just a genius in general.
I'm sure the fucking Joe has talked to you about him,
Oh
but
yeah, he's definitely brought his name up a couple times. I've definitely heard about him.
yeah. And then I'm starting to work with Tony Johnson for boxing, he's actually fighting on the same card as me,
Oh,
and
nice.
also Zach Parrish.
Nice,
So
man. That's awesome. I'm sure the level of work that you get over there is obviously top notch. How would you say that since joining this big AKA gym, how has it kind of developed your game and developed your skills and kind of polished you into the fighter that you're becoming?
um shit, dude. I mean, it didn't just like develop my skills, it gave me skills. Like I had nothing when I went there. I mean, yeah, I had a fucking blue belt, but in terms of like MMA grappling, it's totally different. Um it's given me it's made me a lot stronger both mentally and physically. Um, Technically, it's you know every every week it feels like you're elevating into a new level just
Mm.
because of the coaching there and your training partners and how serious everyone is. No one's there to fuck around. Everyone's there
Right.
to get in, and the more your training partner wants to get better, that'll that'll just push you to get better. You don't want to be no one wants to be like last of the pack, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everyone's pushing each other, everyone's pushing themselves, and it's a really good synergistic environment.
I mean, you got a ton of killers in the gym. Obviously, there's the biggest of names, and then there's the guys that are still coming up the ranks. Who are some of the training partners that you've been working with specifically for this fight?
Um Antonio Andrade and Andrew Sanchez.
Nice.
Antonio Andrade he's an amateur, but fuck man, he's an incredible wrestler. Like maybe the best straight up wrestler that I've ever trained with. And then Andrew Sanchez, he was in the UFC and he's just had a fucking incredible career.
Mm.
But both of them pushed me a lot. I also trained with how the fuck do you say his name? Uh, I, Imam Shafi Aliev or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's about as good as I would do. So,
yeah, right. No, but he gave me some good work too. And everybody else that was there. But those are probably my three main sparring partners for this camp.
oh yeah, man, that's awesome. Your pro debut was at light heavyweight. This fight is contracted for middleweight. Was this like a change that you were planning on making, or is this just the fight contract that you were offered for this one? Kind of what was the decision behind, dropping down a weight class here?
Um, I can do both. Like I'm big enough to fight at 205. If I want to make 85, I can do it. It's just a fucking bitch and a half, but
Yeah, I'm sure.
it's it opens up a lot of opportunities for me, and with a 20-pound difference, you fight different too.
Oh, I'm
So
sure.
I feel like needing to adjust, just be better as a fighter.
Right. Um, so you're saying that you can go back and forth between both? You would like if they offer you a fight next time for 205, you're down to do that, or if it's back at 185, you're cool with that as well.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hey
Fight it.
man, I love the energy, man. That's awesome. Um, it's funny. The Tapology shows that you only had one amateur fight. Is that accurate, or is there more behind there that they're just not showing us?
Nah, dude, that's accurate.
So you've had a pretty short MMA career so far. One Emmy fight, one pro fight under your belt. How's it feel to be on the stage that you are fighting for Bellator with only one Emmy fight and one pro fight under your record?
Well, I mean, I'd like to say that, it's fucking super shocking and whatever, which it still is, right? But then again, like this is all I know.
Mm.
So it's just another fight that I'm getting into. It is pretty crazy though when you put it on paper. Like I had one amateur fight, and then right away at the time it was the biggest card in Bellator history. So it was crazy to make my debut on that show. But at the end of the day, when that door closes in the cage, you hear that shit lock. Like
Yeah,
you're
you're gonna
just
fight.
you're in a fight. It doesn't matter where you are, or who's in front of you.
Mm.
You just gotta get out there and fight for your fucking life. It's gonna be the
Definitely.
same where it is.
For sure. Only having one amateur fight, what was the decision there to take that one Emmy fight and then decide so quickly to go pro?
Um, well, I couldn't get lined up for another fight for like 2 years.
Oh, damn.
So I was still active. I was still trying to get amateur fights,
Mm.
but I just kept having guys pull out or not take the fight. And then after like 8, 9, maybe 10 shows, um, Ron just told me, he was like, "All right, we think you're ready. We think at this point you're ready." Because I had several camps within that time. Like I was always in camp training,
Right.
and then it would fall out, and I'd be like, "Oh fuck," and then go back in camp, and then same thing. So, and like also, you get such good work in there, like it's then half the time you're sparring with these fucking tiny little 7-ounce gloves,
Mm.
and so it's almost like having like two amateur fights a week
Right.
if you're
So
giving someone pounds.
yeah, for sure. How frustrating is it for you, like when a fight does fall through like that on you? Like you're getting prepared, you're putting the time in, you're making sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to go to make sure to get you to fight night, and then someone pulls the rug out from under you, and then you're back to square one again.
Um, like back then,
Yeah, like when you couldn't get fights and everybody was pulling out on you. How frustrating was that for you?
it was frustrating at first, and then after like a year, I was just like, all right, well, fuck, back to like at least I can drink beer right now.
Yeah, there you go. I love that mentality because I like to drink some beer myself, so we got that in common.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
you talked about your pro debut, man. You made it on, like you said, one of the biggest Bellator cards of all time. Um, did it feel like the bright lights and the big stage? Did that weigh on you at all? Making that pro debut on such a massive stage like that.
No, I don't think so. I think I get um really in touch with myself when I'm about to walk out. Like I remember everything that I had to go through to get to where I am. I remember like I remember who I am. I remember what I'm doing this for. And then so keeping all that in mind, walking into the cage, and then seeing your opponent, everything just kind of like locks in, and it's one task at hand, and that's all that matters.
For sure, for sure. Your first fight, man, you won that fight by rear naked choke in round one. Um, how did it feel to go in there, get that first pro debut, that first pro W under your belt and out of the way?
Dude, it felt amazing. It felt amazing. Winning is the best feeling in the world. Dude, there's a
Definitely.
story about that fight actually. So I took the dude down. Like he swung a wide hook and a shot like very very soon into the round.
Mhm.
And then when I was on top of him, I was trying to advance position, and I heard someone yell in the crowd, "Stand him up, ref!" And I was like, "Oh, shit, what if they stand us up? Oh, I gotta fucking hit him." So I started hitting him, and then later my friends told me that they were like, "Yeah, dude, his dad yelled at the ref to stand you guys up," and I was like, "What the fuck? That was his dad?"
That was him. That's actually
Yeah,
hilarious that you heard that and it happened to be his dad.
I saw my opponent like walk up to him and like give him a hug, and he looked like him, and then shit. I don't know, maybe it
Yeah.
was his fucking uncle or something, but
Yeah. That is funny though, man. It was his dad yelling, stand him up, and that's the guy that you heard inside the cage while you're beating up his son. That's hilarious, actually.
yeah, it was funny though because he said that, and I was like, oh, I gotta start fucking cracking him a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a year now since your pro debut, or almost coming up on a year. What's kind of been keeping you out of the cage for so long?
Well, I was supposed to fight early or late last year, but I had a really bad injury that took me out for like 8 weeks.
Damn.
Um, like 6 weeks was just nothing, and then I think another 2 weeks I was just like kind of easing back into shit.
Mhm.
Um, but other than that, it was kind of the same deal. Like it was just hard to find shows to fight on, and then um, now we're back, and the whole time, minus the injury, been training, been getting better, bigger, faster, stronger. Well, in a sense, I'm a lot smaller than last
Smaller.
time.
Yeah. Makes sense. But I mean, I'm sure the body composition is gonna be looking a lot better with the 20 pounds less, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I fucking hope so, man.
Yeah.
That's
Stepping on the
human.
scale looking shredded.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think I'm definitely a lot leaner right now. I feel more explosive too. I think I was stronger at 205,
Hmm.
but right now I do feel a little bit more twitchy.
There you go. Weight cut's been going good though. Weight's coming off fine. I know you're a few days away from weigh-ins, so everything going well.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it goes.
Yeah, it's not easy, I'm sure. I've never had to cut weight personally, but put myself in your shoes, I wouldn't want to do it either.
It's not great. It's just you got water low, you gotta fucking eat like as little carbs and as little salt as possible. Luckily, like my weight's pretty good, so I can still eat a little bit of salt.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to just eating a fucking cheeseburger.
Oh, I'm sure. Post fight, you're gonna probably go crazy.
Nah, I don't go like too insane.
No?
I don't like because I have a super clean diet even when I'm outside of camp.
There you go.
But I mean, I'm definitely gonna get like a fucking milkshake and a burger and fries. But
Oh yeah,
that's
you deserve it.
yeah, that's probably as crazy as I'll get.
There you go. Hey, I'm sure it's gonna taste delicious after,
Oh,
having
for
to be
sure.
on a strict diet, like going through fight camp and whatnot. All right, man, let's talk about the fight a little bit, man. Bellator 292 is going down this weekend, taking on Adam Walmsley, who is 2-2 as a pro. Have you done the tape study on this guy? What do you know about his game, and how do you see this one playing out for you?
I've studied all of his recent fights. Um, I actually watched him fight live. He fought one of my teammates, Fabian Gutierrez. He beat him by decision. It's like a real scrappy fight.
Hmm.
But the film it's so long ago because he's had quite a bit of a layoff. Do you remember when his last fight was?
I don't, off the top of my head, no.
I was either like 2020 or 2021. Not
Yeah, I
100%.
know he had a little bit of a layoff, but I couldn't tell you the exact
Um,
length.
so yeah, you got to take that into account. And like he might fight differently now or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but he's super aggressive. He likes to come forward and throw these big ass overhands and some kicks and press you up against the wall. So I mean, shit, if he wants to press me up against the wall, that's totally fine. That is completely okay. Like,
Right.
you know, I'm a hard person to hold onto the wall. So if he wants to put me on the wall, we'll end up switching positions. I'll take him down and I'll either submit him or just pop him until the ref stops it.
There you go.
Um, so, but we'll see. I mean, we're gonna play the smart game out there. I'm not gonna get in any firefights that I don't need to get into. I'm
For
not
sure.
gonna um I'm not going to be shooting reckless shots. Everything's going to be precise and measured and be very calculated performance.
Exactly. At the end of the day, man, you're in there to go get a W. So, whatever it takes for you to get that W is, the goal and the mission
Yeah,
to get done.
100%.
So totally makes sense. Looking at the matchup, man, where do you see yourself having the advantage overall against this guy? Do you see like, 100% you have this type of advantage here, this type of advantage there? Is there anything is there any type of advantage that that you have here?
Um, shit, dude, I don't have the fucking swagger like Joe. I'm just come out here and be like, nah, fuck him. No, he's got, he's super game. He's
Right.
very game, and I think that that's the thing that I have to worry about the most. I think technically I'm probably more well-rounded in general. Uh, on paper he's brown belt, and on paper I'm a purple belt, so like there's that. But not really. It's MMA, it's different.
Exactly.
But from what I've seen, he's willing to get in there and make it dirty. So that's kind of what I have to look out for. I just I got to make things technical, and I think I have that advantage too, especially especially on the feet. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Exactly, man. This event is taking place at the SAP Center in San Jose, California. What can the fans in the building, what can they expect from you when the cage door closes?
Fucking cold-blooded, calculated performance
There
every
you go.
time, better and better.
There you go. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. I won't, obviously, I wish I could make it out to California and go to the event. That'd be awesome. But, I will be watching back home and keeping my eye on you and rooting for you from back home, man. So get out
Appreciate you,
there.
man.
Yes, of course, of course. Go get that W, turn that record into 2-0, and let's get it going, man.
Yes.
After this fight, man, like I said, you will be 2-0 once you get that W. Ideally, when would you like to get back in the cage next? Do you have a timetable on when you'd want to get back in there?
No, well, I'm only thinking about one fight at a time.
For sure.
I've heard like some dates thrown up, but I don't really care about any of that. There's only one thing I got to do right now, and that's this Friday to beat Adam Thompson. That's it.
Of course. Eye on the prize, man. I love it. Um, how's your relationship with Bellator overall? Like, is this a relationship where you can see taking more fights in the future with Bellator? Are you kind of open going to wherever kind of offers you the deal, or are you contracted for a specific amount of fights? Kind of what's the deal there?
I have a contract with Bellator, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way. They're a really good company to work with. They do great shows, good production. Everything is super on time and professional, and I have absolutely nothing bad to say with working with them.
I know the two shows that you've been on for them are both San Jose shows. Is that just an easy transition for you because you are in California?
Yeah, yeah. The one that I was supposed to be on last year was gonna be in Connecticut.
Hmm.
But again, I got hurt, so it didn't work out. But dude, I love fighting in San Jose, man. This is my hometown. So the SAP Center is like 15 minutes away from me.
That's awesome. Do you have a lot of people coming out to watch you fight?
I do, yeah, I do.
A lot of your teammates going to be out there as well. I know Joe's going to be there.
Mm.
Do you have a lot of guys coming out, and actually, do you have a lot of guys from your gym also fighting on the same card as you?
I've three guys fighting on the same
Yeah,
card.
I know Usman obviously is headlining. He's an
Yeah, and then
AKA guy.
Enrique Barzola and
Mhm.
favorite Tony Johnson.
Nice, man. All right, bro. I appreciate the time, man. Before I get you out of here, I like to wrap up with like some random fun questions, more lighthearted type stuff. Is that okay with you before we get you out
Yeah,
of here?
do
All
it.
right, perfect, man. I thought it was funny, going on your Tapology page. The photo of you is pretty interesting,
Oh,
because you're quite bald in that photo. Um, which leads me to the mullet, man. You're rocking the mullet. How long have you been rocking the mullet for? Because Tapology still has not caught up yet.
dude, I've been rocking them all for like probably over a year now.
You know,
They're still I'm just fucking bald as shit on Tapology.
I know. It honestly caught me by surprise because I following you on social media. I've seen that they're rocking the mullet, and I clicked on. I was like, "Am I on the right profile? Is this the right guy?" I
You
was
gotta
so
go to I got a better photo on shirt.
that
I
is
got
true.
the,
You do have a better photo on Sure Dog. That is true. Tapology just needs to get their shit together.
yeah.
Would you say you have the best mullet in MMA?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure, 100%. Dude, what is it? Aaron Jeffrey's got a fucking mean one though.
He does have a good one. I was gonna say he
Dude,
might be your only competition, but his is nice.
yeah.
That son of a bitch. You're gonna have to get him. Um,
Same
favorite
weight class
move. There you
promotion.
go. Hey, you never know, man. You never know. Favorite movie or TV show? Like, are you more of a movie guy? Are you more of a TV show guy? And which is your favorite of the two?
Shit. Probably right now it's gotta be probably Yellowstone. Yellowstone's
Yeah,
good.
Yellowstone is good. I fuck with Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That's like what you're currently watching, like keeping up
Yeah,
with
that
at least.
that and like Sons of Anarchy, but I've already seen Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I've seen some. I haven't seen Sun since I was in like college, which was mad long ago at this point. But might need to rewatch it. It's not my favorite show of all time. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not a big super fan, but everybody talks about how good it is. So maybe I missed something, so maybe I should go back and watch it
Yeah, it's entertaining, you know?
for sure. Favorite movie? Have one? No. This one seems to throw people off for some reason. They can
Yeah,
never just pick one.
Okay, it's got to be Goodfellas or Casino.
I mean, you can't go wrong with either of those. Those are
Yeah,
classics.
yeah, dude, the mob movies are the best.
Agree. Definitely agree. If you could see any artist live, who would it be?
Fuck.
Do you have a
Probably.
favorite artist, someone that you've been listening to forever that you like you maybe you haven't seen yet that you're just dying to go see live?
Uh, okay, alive, Zach Bryan. Dead, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay. I respect it. Let's see. Coming up, man, UFC 286 coming up in a couple weeks. Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards 2. Do you have any thoughts on the fight and who you think's gonna win? Any predictions?
I feel like the smart thing to say would be Usman, right? Because he was really super dominant last time. But dude, like Edwards is fucking sharp. You know, if he has that same confidence coming in where he's not gonna let himself get pressed against the cage and he'll just keep moving and moving and moving. Um, you know, we could see the same thing happening again.
For sure. I think it's another one of those fights that's super intriguing. I mean, considering it's a rematch, Usman was dominating the fight for the entirety of it until Leon, pulled a rabbit out of his ass and knocked him out cold. So it is one of those matchups where I think people are extremely excited to see what's going to happen in the rematch, but I can't pick any. I think it's too far out for me to make a prediction right now.
Dude, my main event though is Gaethje versus Fiziev.
Yeah, that fight's gonna be crazy too.
Fuck, man.
That's one where it's like you don't know what's gonna happen in that one. They're just gonna come out and swing for the fences because they both love to put on a show.
Yeah,
It's gonna be awesome, man. I keep forgetting how good that card is because we just had a pay-per-view literally like this last weekend, and now we're getting one like next weekend, doing two in March, which is crazy. So they
yeah,
stacked them both up, man. So they're looking pretty good. I'm excited.
yeah, they're great.
All right, man. Theo, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, brother. I appreciate you. Anything that you want to say, any of the social medias that you want to plug, anything you want to say before I get you out of here?
No, man, no, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time coming. I know that we were supposed to get you on before, and glad that we finally got you on. And best of luck this weekend on Friday night, man. Bellator 292. Go in there and get that W, man. I'll be watching.
Appreciate you, man. I will. Take
Yes,
care.
sir. Yes, sir.
Got down for the count and he can't even talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.